Dear students, welcome to our YouTube channel Vidya for Success. In this video, let us study about last concept of this lesson, that is plant life cycle and alternation of generation. So children, first let us understand the meaning of life cycle. So you take any plants from birth to till death, many events takes place in plants. It may be growth, development, reproduction, aging. So all these are the sum total of events takes place in plant from birth to till death. And the same event continue from one generation to another generation, so that these events are cyclic events. So that the plant is having its own life cycle. So in the life cycle, plant come across with two distinct phases. So you take any plants, they show two distinct phases. So one of the phase is diploid sporophytic phase and another phase is haploid gametophytic phase. So these two phases are commonly seen in all plants. Clear? So in the life cycle of plant we can see two distinct phases. What do you mean by diploid sporophytic phase? Why the sporophytic phase is called as diploid phase? What is mean by that? So sporophytic phase is the spore producing phase of the plant. So in the sporophytic phase, the plant body is in diploid condition. That means the number of chromosomes present in the plant is two sets of chromosomes. So because of this, the sporophytic phase is called as diploid phase. That means the plant cell consists of two sets of chromosomes. Understood? And if we come to the haploid gametophytic phase, this is the phase where the plant produces gametes. So gamete producing phase is called as gametophytic phase. So in this particular phase, the plant is in haploid condition. That means the number of chromosomes are only one set. Clear? So because of the number of ploidy, haploid number of chromosomes, it is called as haploid gametophytic phase. Understood? So in each plant we can see diploid sporophytic phase and haploid gametophytic phase. But these two phases alternates with one another. That means in some plants we can see the sporophytic phase first and next comes gametophytic phase. In some, gametophytic phase comes first and sporophytic phase next. That means both the phases alternates with one another. They are not taking place at the same time. Clear? They alternates with one another. But if you take the plant kingdom, we have seen different divisions. That means algae, bryophytes, pteridophytes, gymnosperms and angiosperms. 5 different divisions we have seen. So all the 5 divisions of plants are not showing the same length of diploid sporophytic and haploid gametophytic generation. Understood, right? So the length of, the duration of the sporophytic phase and gametophytic phase is not same in all groups of plants. So based on the length of these two phases, the life cycle in plants divided into 3 different kinds. So the length of haploid and diploid phase is not same in all group of plant. It vary among different groups in plants. So this phenomenon we are calling as alternation of generation. So that there are 3 different types of life cycle can be seen in different groups of plants. So algae shows some type of life cycle, and gymnosperms, angiosperms, like that. Different group of plants shows different kinds of life cycle. So now let us have a look into the kinds of life cycle in plants. Type A is haplontic life cycle. So what do you mean by this haplontic life cycle? So in the name itself you can understand the meaning of this life cycle. So haplontic is nothing but haploid phase. So the haploid phase in some group of plants dominate compared to the diploid sporophytic phase. Clear? So if the plant is showing the dominant haploid phase, such a life cycle is named as haplontic life cycle. So which plant is showing haplontic life cycle? So the best example is algae. So most of the algae, we have exception cases, but most of the algae, they are showing haplontic life cycle. That means their dominant phase, the dominant phase is haploid phase. Clear? So the dominant photosynthetic phase in such a plant is free living gametophyte. So the gametophytic plant here is photosynthetic and the dominant phase. That means it can prepare its own food material, and that is a free living existence of the plant. And this kind of life cycle is termed as haplontic life cycle. So as I told you, when the gametophytic phase is dominant and it is photosynthetic phase of the plant, that is called as haplontic life cycle. So the best example is algae. So here we can give the example of Volvox, Spirogyra and some species of Chlamydomonas. So in these organisms like algae, the main plantlet is itself a gametophytic plant. And the gametophytic plant is free living and it is photosynthetic in nature. That means it is not depends on any other for the survival. It is having some of the pigments to prepare its own food material. So the gametophytic phase in the algae is free living and photosynthetic. And that plant, that means a gametophytic plant, produces gametes by mitotic division, because the main plant in the algae is itself a gametophytic. It consists of only one set of chromosomes. So during gametogenesis, just you observe the life cycle there. So the gametophytic plant by means of gametogenesis produces gametes. So those gametes undergo syngamy and forms a diploid body named as zygote. So the single cell zygote is showing the sporophytic generation in the algae, and it is short lived. Clear? And the zygote again undergo meiosis and produces spores, and all the spores germinates again into a main gametophytic plant. So the sporophytic generation is represented by only one celled zygote. Clear? So it is very short lived, and in only one part of the life cycle we can see the presence of zygote. Understood? So the dominant phase in this case is haploid gametophytic phase, and sporophytic generation is represented by only one celled zygote. Understood? And there is no free living sporophytic phase here. So sporophytic phase is not free living. So only zygote represents the sporophytic generation. So this kind of life cycle is what we are called as haplontic life cycle. Understood? So haplontic life cycle shows the dominant haploid phase, and short-lived single-celled zygote is showing sporophytic generation. Understood, right? So this is the kind of haplontic life cycle. And the one more type of life cycle is diplontic life cycle. So in this type of life cycle, the dominant phase is diploid phase. You can see the schematic of the diplontic life cycle. So in this you can understand the dominant phase in the life cycle is diploid phase, and the gametophytic generation or the haploid phase is short lived here. So because of this character, the life cycle is named as diplontic life cycle. Understood? So which group of plants are showing the diplontic life cycle? In what plants the diploid phases dominate? Yes, in gymnospermic plant and in angiosperm. In these two plants, the diploid phase is dominate. So in most of the part of life cycle, we can see the diploid phase in these two group of plant, because the main plant itself a sporophytic plant and it consists of two sets of chromosome, and only during the time of gamete formation we can see the haploid phase. So, apart from the gamete producing phase, all the part of the life cycle is showing the diploid phase. So, because of this, the life cycle is termed as diplontic life cycle. Understood? So, in the diplontic life cycle, the diploid sporophyte is dominant and it is photosynthetic independent phase of the plant. So, you take any plant example in the gymnosperms or in angiosperm, the main plant itself is called as a sporophytic plant because it is having two sets of chromosomes and during reproduction it produces spores. Understood? And the plant is photosynthetic. That means it prepare its own food material. It is not depends on any other for the survival. So that the dominant phase is diploid sporophytic phase, and that phase is photosynthetic and exists independent um, free living state. Understood? And the gametophytic phase is represented by single celled haploid gametophyte. So, haploid gametophyte represents the gametophytic phase here. So, that haploid gametophyte may be a few or multicellular structure. So, you take the example of angiosperms. So, in the angiosperm, haploid gametophyte shows the presence of 7 cell and 8 nuclei. Clear? So, that phase we are calling as haploid phase. So, the haploid phase is represented by single cell haploid gametophyte and that is short lived in the plant. That is not a dominant phase in plant. Understood? And this kind of life cycle is termed as diplontic life cycle. So, when the plant is showing dominant diploid phase and that phase is termed as, that means that life cycle is termed as diplontic life cycle. And you just look into the schematic of diplontic life cycle. So, the main plantlet is itself a sporophytic plant and it is a diploid in nature. And that plant produces gametes during the time of reproduction. And the process of formation of gametes is called as gametogenesis. So, gamete formation is known as what? Gametogenesis. And here which division helps in the gamete formation? So, the main plant here is a sporophytic plant, right? So, in order to produce the haploid gamete, plant should undergo meiosis. So, by means of meiosis, it produces haploid gametes. So, those haploid gametes represents the gametophytic phase here. And soon after the formation of gametes, they undergo fusion. That means a syngamy takes place and it results in the formation of zygote. And that diploid zygote again divides and form a main plantlet. So, this is what the overview of diplontic life cycle. Understood? So, because of the dominant diploid phase, it is called as diplontic life cycle. So, it is seen in which group of plant? All seed bearing plants. That means in angiosperms and gymnosperm, it is very common. And one of the example we have here in the algae is fucus. So, fucus is the kind of algae. This algae showing diploid life cycle instead of showing haploid. Clear, right? Because we have studied most of the algae are showing haplontic life cycle. So, this is one exception. So, in the algae, fucus is showing diplontic life cycle. And third and last type of life cycle is haplodiplontic life cycle. So in this type of life cycle, haploid phase as well as diploid phase are almost equally distributed in the plant. So we could not able to say that haploid phases dominate and diploid phases dominate, because both are almost equally distributed and both are multicellular structures in the plant. So because of this unique character, the life cycle is termed as haplodiplontic life cycle. So bryophytes and pteridophytes exhibit intermediate condition. So in these two plants, we can see haplodiplontic life cycle. In bryophytes as well as in pteridophytes, we can see haplodiplontic life cycle. So in both the plants, these two phases are multicellular, but they differ in dominant phase. Because in the bryophytes we have seen the main plant is gametophytic plant. But if you come to the pteridophytes, the main plant is sporophytic plant, because it produces spores during reproduction. So they differ in the main plant, but both the phases are multicellular here. Gametophytic phase as well as sporophytic phase are multicellular in these two groups of plants. So because of this, they are showing haplodiplontic life cycle. So let us first see how the haplodiplontic life cycle is there in bryophytes. So in bryophytes, a dominant independent phase is haploid gametophyte. So you just you go uh, to the bryophyte characteristic features and just you see the main plantlet there. So the main plant in bryophytes is gametophytic plant. So the gametophytic plant is independent and it is photosynthetic phase of the plant. So that the dominant independent phase in the bryophyte is gametophytic phase, and it alternates with short-lived multicellular sporophytic phase. So it shows the sporophytic phase and that is also multicellular phase. And that multicellular structure in most of the cases depends on the gametophytic plant, and in some that is free living, that is based on the kind of species. But both the phases are multicellular phases in this case, but the main plantlet is haploid gametophytic phase. And let us see the pteridophytes. So in the pteridophytes, the diploid sporophyte is dominant independent phase, and it alternates with multicellular saprophytic or autotrophic independent haploid gametophyte. So if you just look into the characteristic of pteridophytes, there the main plant body is itself a sporophytic plant. You just look into the life cycle here, haplodiplontic life cycle. Uh, so because the pteridophytic main plant is a sporophytic, we have to start writing the life cycle from the sporophytic generation. So sporophytic generation is diploid, and that sporophytic plant produces spores by means of meiosis. Because the spores are haploid, uh, they need to be formed by reductional division. So meiosis takes place in the sporophytic plant in order to form spores, and these spores are haploid in nature. So in the next step, the spores again undergo division and form a multicellular plant body, and that multicellular plant body formed by the spores named as gametophyte. So gametophyte is a multicellular, it is autotrophic independent phase exists in the pteridophyte. Understood? And this gametophytic phase produces gametes by means of gametogenesis. So what division helps in the gamete formation here? So gametophytic plant is haploid. So it undergo mitotic division in order to form gametes. And those gametes by means of syngamy produces zygote. So zygote is a diploid cell and it again give rise to the main plantlet. So this is what uh, the life cycle can be seen in pteridophytes. So if we want to write the life cycle by taking the example of pteridophytes, we can start writing it from the sporophytic generation. Or if we want to write the haplodiplontic life cycle by taking the example of bryophytes, we can start writing from the gametophytic generation. But in both these group of plant, the life cycle is showing multicellular haploid and diploid phase, and these two phases are almost equally distributed. Clear? So because of this, the life cycle is termed as haplodiplontic life cycle. Understood? So by this, we end up our discussion regarding the life cycle and alternation of generation. So if you learn the characteristic features of all group of plants, it is very easy for you to understand the life cycle. So that children, first you practice the characteristic features of bryophytes, pteridophytes, algae, gymnosperms and angiosperm. Then the life cycle concept will become very easy for you to understand. Clear? So this concept is important as well regarding your board examination. So you practice the life cycle as well as the characteristic feature what I have given in the slide. I hope you understood today's session. You go through this video, practice all the concepts. Thank you.